the key to your liberation on any level of your consciousness. Wherever you are, whatever story you have, whatever background you have, if you can practice loving everything you are aware of, that includes your deepest fears, that includes your greatest discomforts, that includes loving the deepest shadows, that includes looking at yourself through the eyes of compassion. Because when life gets tough, it is compassion that allows us to transcend and uplift a certain block that we can't seem to be able to walk through or move forward from. And we come to see as well that, us human beings, we have been, deeply conditioned. There is a lot of dysfunction, I must say, in this human psychology, and everything in this world was not in alignment with our soul, our divinity. It's in a way it goes against or opposite of that. So we have embedded within us, like deeply ingrained, certain behaviors. This could be either, inflicting ourselves or others. It's the same, really. It's the same. But like one of them is self-sabotage. This is one of the deepest ones. How many times do we, want good in life, want goodness, want, love out there or here, but yet somehow there is some form of destruction happening. And this is one deeply ingrained dysfunction of self-sabotage. It's self-destruction as well. These are very destructive dysfunctions that we carry, and many times they're even unconscious. But then we ask life or ourselves, like, why? I don't understand. I want justice, or I want greatness. I want love. That's my intention. But somehow relationships break up. Somehow families break up. Somehow best friends break up. And we've all been through this. We've all seen this happen. And that's because in a deeper level, it can be subconsciously, but also unconsciously. And we don't understand why such a loving relationship ended up to be with so much hatred and destruction. Like, how is that to be? Just to give you an example. So, in many various layers and levels within us, we really, really, really have to practice looking through the eyes of compassion, because it is only through that we can transcend this very deep, deep, ingrained dysfunctions. And it is like a collective dysfunction. It's within everybody. And it's like it's in the air, so to speak. These are very, very deep, and they do create a lot of harm to ourselves, to our, connectivity with our higher consciousness. It obstructs that. It destructs. Well, that's what it is, it's a force of destruction, self-sabotage as well. So, and this other key opener is compassion. So compassion can support you in transcending these very, very deep and challenging dysfunctions. And of course, what we have already mentioned is practicing loving everything that you are aware of in totality, in all of it, your whole life story, what is, of course, presenting itself to you now, because that's your lesson, that's your gateway. The story of your life now is your gateway to freedom. And if you're going to resist it, if you're going to fight it, if you're going to say, I don't want it, I don't want to experience what I'm experiencing, this is not right, I don't want this, I'm spiritual, why should I be experiencing shame and abandonment and this? Because I've been on my path for 5, 10, 20 years. I should not be feeling these feelings. That is resistance, isn't it? You're saying, no, I don't want this. So you're actually saying no to the gateway for your freedom. So this is why, the intention of today's meeting is to bring, in front of you, all of your life story, the way it is, the whole bundle, so that we can all together fully acknowledge it, so that we don't have to fear it, we don't have to escape it. Everyone has a story. But we need to expose that story fully in our loving awareness. But when you're functioning from your loving awareness, then you are already supporting that from an empowered place. So you have to step up to be able to free yourself from suffering. You can't be in suffering and heal suffering. It doesn't work like that. Most of the time, this is what we try to do. You can't heal pain if you are in pain. You have to first step up. You have to rise up. And that might be the hardest part because you're in pain, but you have to come to a closer self. And in the closer self here is your loving awareness. It is the one, the natural one within you that gives you the possibility to see your life story. Without your loving awareness, it's not possible to see your life story. So you come back to your loving awareness. And from here, you practice. You practice loving everything you are aware of.